on, guys? It's Matt Royalty. We're here today, and welcome back to the Raw Educated Analysis of Life podcast. Got Boonie with me and William. How y'all doing today?
Hi, I'm doing fine. How you doing?
Yeah.
Doing another freestyle episode. We gave William a homework assignment yesterday.
Yeah.
Told him to go check out our world famous podcast where somebody decided to crash the podcast that wasn't invited.
Crashed. I'm talking about came up there and announced herself like I'm like, okay, what does that mean to me?
Gotta tell you, blew my whole mind, dude. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was not expecting her. I was waiting for like one of the other girls in the episode to like fly off the handle. I thought it was gonna be Winnie. And then like when she came in and I recognized her voice and then saw her face, I was like, wait a minute, oh my god.
You recognize the voice? So you reacted like Martelle, huh?
Yeah, I knew exactly who I heard the voice. Because so
she was that popular.
Yeah, for like, all right, so number one, she was an artist. Like she used to sing. Like she was signed to Bad Boy at a time.
Oh, really?
Then she went from Bad Boy to Rockefeller Records. A while back, like years and years ago, like Jay-Z had done an Unplugged episode on MTV.
I saw that.
She was his backup vocalist during the concert. So not too long after all of that, she ended up getting fired from whatever label she was on at the time. And then she made it a point to start exposing stuff from the industry. Like she was putting stuff out there about Diddy. She said some stuff about Mary J, Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats. Like she was like telling it all. Like if there was something to tell and she knew it, she was letting everybody know.
So she was like the common denominator with all of that stuff, like the Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats, like with the beef with I think Mashonda.
His wife before.
His first wife, right?
Yeah. Wow.
She knew all of that.
I did not.
So she's been doing this for a while.
Like she said, Mary J is a dyke. Like she is not into men at all. Like she likes women. She said something specific. She said about Alicia Keys because you know Alicia Keys was she a judge on The Voice for a while, and she was like, "How you gonna be on a show called The Voice and you ain't got one?" This is Jaguar, right? Saying this about Alicia Keys.
They did say Ursula took Alicia Keys' voice after she took Swiss Beats from Mashonda. They said that.
I'm like, yo. So yeah, like Jaguar Wright has been going crazy, like telling all this stuff. Like she was like a girl that worked for Diddy as his like assistant or something like that. Came into his office one time and he was getting head from a male artist in his office. And like said that when the girl walked into the office, they didn't even stop doing what they were doing. God continued.
I would have been doing the same thing.
The guy
continued. What I'm gonna stop though? It's already happening.
Right. The guy continued to do what he was doing for Diddy, and then Diddy, after the fact, Diddy called the girl back into his office and told her he's so powerful that he can make a grown ass man suck his dick, and there's nothing that he can do about it. They just got to do it. And so yeah, like she put all of that out there. Like it's been a lot. So that's why me and Martelle was so like oh my god, it's fucking Jaguar, right? Like,
bro, we had no idea.
I was so clueless. I knew nothing. I've heard her name before, but I didn't really know her. Never knew how she looked. Nothing like that. I literally knew none of that.
I didn't know.
you can go to YouTube and type her name up. As soon as you type her name up, all these interviews and stuff that she done, she did live videos on Instagram, all that stuff is on YouTube. And like, she is like exposing. If there's something to expose, she's probably said it or exposed it by now. And it seems like the crazy thing is, like, even from watching her on y'all's podcast, I could tell y'all is like, this bitch is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But like, she is literally just telling everything she says is like dead serious. She ain't fucking around. Like, she's not bullshit. Like when she said the shit about the girl putting her ass on her neck, farting and saying shots fired, that shit sounded funny, but this was like legit. Like this probably really happened.
No,
That's fine.
we definitely wasn't saying she was lying, but she was out of line
Yeah, she was
for the
definitely.
way she was acting on
Right.
there. I
She
don't,
was.
and to tell you the truth, I care nothing about the stuff she exposed. I don't care nothing about those people, what they did in their life and stuff. So it didn't matter to me like that. That episode was for us to have a conversation about
Right.
mental health. And she
Because
tried to make it about what she got going on.
yeah,
I didn't like the
she was.
fact that she just commandeered
And she wasn't invited. Like, we
the
didn't even
thing.
know she
And
was
then,
coming.
did you see the switch? Like when so they switched cameras. So for a second it was on Legina's thing, and then it moved to Jaguar's laptop. So in real time, we were seeing it go from
Like,
Legina's name to Jaguar Wright's name on the thing. It was just like, yo, what the fuck? Like,
and I was like, wait, did they plan this? Because we knew, and even when Legina came on, it didn't click to me who she was, because Royal had told me about her before, and he said he was gonna have her on the podcast or whatever. And I'm like, cool, whatever. But when she got on there, it didn't click to me who she was until Jaguar said who she was. And I'm like, oh, this the girl, and this, like, this is what he was telling me about or whatever. And I was completely caught off guard. Like, we was caught off
Yeah,
guard by that, because we did
you could
not
see
invite her.
it in our
like
faces.
I didn't even know who Regina was. Like I didn't know she knew Jaguar Wright, and I wasn't expecting Jaguar Wright to pop up. And it's like
Right.
y'all don't know who she is, so y'all didn't know that's who she was. You know, to let me know
Yeah.
ahead
And
of
she
time, so it was like straight shock. Like,
and
oh
she,
my god.
and she was
Like,
living with her at the time. So
oh, okay, okay,
and
all right.
if you look up Legina, she had a couple of videos where she was claiming to be uh Aaliyah and R. Kelly's daughter.
Oh wow, okay. I think I seen that though. Like but I
Yeah.
don't remember.
I
That's
didn't want to. I didn't want no parts of it. I'm gonna just say this right now, because for me, when it comes to podcasts, that I don't care about interviewing people and finding out stuff like that, especially celebrities and people that
mm-hmm,
connected to celebrities. I just
mm-hmm,
want to have healthy conversations with my people, with Black people, you
Right,
know.
right.
right. Because
And
But
like, don't get me
that's
wrong.
more of my lane is
it's
interviews,
the interview, right?
but that's not what that episode was
Was
about.
about.
Yeah,
It wasn't
yeah, yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah. Right. Like,
It
And
cause
wasn't an interview.
like listening to like the first half of it before Jaguar even showed up. Like, I was just listening to it as a whole, and it had me like, oh, I want to do this kind of thing. I want to talk about, my mental health and all that.
It's a good conversation.
It had me ready to do that. And then she popped up and changed the whole demographic of the
Oh,
fucking
the
podcast.
whole
the
thing.
whole vibe too, like you could see the energy. Like the crazy thing was, I don't know if you could tell in me and Boonie's face, but we immediately hopped over and was messaging each other on Messenger while the podcast was going on.
Messaging, and I'm messaging everybody separately to make sure that they're okay. Like, y'all
Mm-hmm.
good? Like, she offended y'all? Whatever? Do y'all want me to kick her off? Stuff like that, to make sure everything good. Because number one, I don't care who she is. If
Yeah,
if the
yeah,
people that I invite is uncomfortable, she gotta go.
yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel you.
And
Cause I ain't invite
it
them.
would have been a difference if she would have asked us. Even in that moment, I would have really respected hey, whose podcast is this? And me or you could have spoke up at that time, been like, it's ours. Do you mind if I join?
Yeah, she
Right.
ain't do none of that.
She just slid on it, start adding her 2 cents. And the way she was talking to people, like how she came at Van,
Ooh, that
how
made
she
me
was
mad.
cutting over
Yeah.
everybody while they was talking, that is what we had a problem with. Like, I don't, like I said, I don't care who you are, but like we having a conversation that would have been beneficial. If she would have sat there, even if she didn't have asked us for permission, if she would have sat beside Legina and was chiming in, but not in a disrespectful way, but like telling her story, it would have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
I would have had no problem with that, but she was being disrespectful and rude,
You don't.
thinking
Yeah,
that
she
thinking
was.
that she could do that because of who she was, and we don't know who you is, so that don't matter to us.
Yeah.
And why was she coming at Van that way? Oh, yeah, you sound sad. Like,
Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah,
do you
I
not
didn't
know
like
what this
that shit.
episode is about?
It's like this is about depression. We're talking about
Exactly.
depression. Like, of course I'm sad. I'm letting you know why I'm sad. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And I had to have some self-control too, because y'all know how I am, how my mouth is,
Mhm.
whatever. And Van is messaging me like basically telling me to chill out. She like,
Yeah, 'cause she knew you
Booney,
was
fix your
about that.
face.
I'm about to
Fix
Yeah,
your
say
face, Booney. And I'm
it,
like, you
it's a
but is you good? Like, you good? I'm asking her, like, is you good? Forget all of how my face look. Are you
hmm
okay?
what I want to
yeah,
know. Like, could you tell that we were all distracted because, especially me and Booty, because we went from chatting into the thing. Booty was messaging everybody. I went to check on Van too, and then Van made a group chat for us three in the midst of all of this.
It was a
Why this is
lot
going
going
on?
on. It was a lot
And
going
we're sitting there
on.
trying to like direct traffic. Like, what happened?
It was a lot.
And I edited out the little piece because there was a point in there where we couldn't see them for a second, and it was like their signal was going in and out, so we couldn't see
Yeah.
what.
hmm
And like, wait, what's going on here? And then she just came in full force with the shit. Like, what are you
Oh,
doing? Like,
they do this. They tried to paint me as this, and it's like, bro, it's not about you. You could have told your story, and you could have helped us to understand that system from your perspective better if you would have sat there and had a civilized conversation. But she just was so in a hurry to be who she is, to tell all the stuff that she usually do. If she really wanted that, she could have just asked for an interview like that. And I'm pretty sure Royal would have done it because I wouldn't have.
hmm
If he wanted me to be with him, I would have joined.
I would
right,
have done the interview, but now I have no desire to because you brought that energy to a space that didn't need it.
yeah,
I let people tell their stories. I don't mind you, but you can't be bringing negative energy like that and talking shit to my friends and
And cutting people off and stuff, like
right.
nobody can
hmm
even talk about their stuff. Martelle telling his stuff, and she like, you that they did this to me too. This happened, that happened, and it's like, bruh, let him talk.
yeah.
And, and then the conversations afterwards with Boonie and I were so funny because we were just like going back and forth. It was like, nah, we need to just delete that whole first half.
I said, she is not on my channel. I was adamant about that. You want to keep that first half? You can keep that first half, but she ain't going on my stuff.
Only reason I thought it was important to keep it was because of the bounce back. Because a lot of shows would have got totally derailed.
hmm
But if we would have had, I feel like if we would have had the original, well, not the original because we don't do that here. If we would have had some of the people that we started with, it would have been a whole other thing.
It would have been totally derailed. And
100%.
honestly, it was Goldie that got us back on track.
Because we wanted to have that conversation, and she wanted to have that conversation, so she like, well, we stopped right here. Let's pick it up. And
Anyway, I
I'm
was
like,
saying
thank
it.
God,
Boom.
because I forgot where the heck we stopped. She
What were your thoughts though, William? Like after seeing it, like what she was doing and everything.
I was just like, I can't. Like, I didn't understand why. Like, so like I was saying, with her interviews, that's pretty much what she does. Like, talk about, she'll start the interview off with like talking about something from the industry or like a person from the industry, because like what her whole thing was was to let people know what these, you know, industry figureheads and artists and stuff like that has been doing over the years, and hiding it in plain sight, like in front of us the whole time. Like, so I'm just used to her doing it. But like I wasn't expecting her to do that. Like I didn't know it was going to be her. So my
Right.
first initial reaction was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this is her." Like, but then I was like, "What the fuck is she doing? Like, why is she doing that?" Like, because she started telling Van how she's supposed to feel about herself,
Yeah.
and what
And
she should expect and not expect from people. That wasn't what it was about. Like, it was like she was letting us know,
to
or
be
letting y'all,
honest,
yeah, what, how she felt about herself at the time, and like her mental health. And Jaguar turned that shit into, you need to have self love for yourself. She never said she didn't. You know,
exactly.
And
And you
there
all she
she
gotta
said
be selfish. And it's like, bro, she just said she got kids and she got little kids.
was,
She can't say, hey, hold on for a minute. I need time for myself. Go sit down somewhere to her
yeah,
kids.
you can't do that.
I,
But
I feel like if she would have waited to the section where we do advice, it would have been a whole lot better.
right, like she could have definitely threw all that stuff in then, because that's what it would have been about at the time. But she didn't even wait.
Right. So the only reason Boonie kept her on that long was because Martelle was into it, her what she was
Yeah,
saying.
he was.
Like
Because I kept saying, because he kept saying, it's okay, it's okay. I'm like, we like, be respectful. Like, we trying to have a respectful conversation. He like, nah, she good, she good, she good. And it's like, nah, she keep cutting you off.
and you saw that
Yeah,
I checked her too. I'm just like, please do
Yeah.
not over talk other people. We
yeah,
can't
yeah, yeah.
And he was like, nah, she good, she good.
I think he just wanted to hear her talk.
Yeah.
his
Cause
whole
But
body shifted.
it's
And he
like,
was
no,
just
she
like,
not good. She disturbing stuff. Like, it would have
yeah,
been cool if the conversation, if she would have stayed on track
right.
mm-hmm,
and added her 2 cents and letting people finish what they were saying before she chimed in. But she came on there, she's judging people and stuff. Girl, you don't know us.
yeah, yeah. Jaguar don't know how to do that. Jaguar says what she thinks and just goes with it, because that's how her interviews are. Like, it's not.
Right. That makes me not want to interview her because you had to
And
have some decorum.
it also makes me not care about what she got to say or not believe her because of that.
Say,
Because there's a way to do things. It's okay to expose people and things like that. There's a way to do it. But when you do it like that, it makes me not even care. Like, and what you say ain't valid to me because you ain't respectful. You try
Yeah,
to paint these pictures at people as a certain thing, but you're acting like what you're trying to paint them as.
mm-hmm,
and I can understand the anger, maybe if these things did happen and you were witness to it, but at the same time, you have to have some decorum about yourself to present these things. Presentation means a lot too. Because at a certain
mm-hmm.
point, I'm just gonna tune you out. I'm just like,
Yeah.
there she go again.
It ain't even valid to me now. Like, you did all that. You could have just had a civilized conversation, but you did all that. It ain't even valid. I don't even care what you did.
Mm-hmm.
And then for her to tell that girl we had work, and that's another thing too, because there's nothing wrong with exposing the industry and stuff like that, but why are you doing it?
What are your motives
If
behind it?
if she would have had the career that she wanted to have in the industry, would she have exposed it?
That's a big
Right, and
question.
that's the thing. Like, I think a lot of what she does is because she felt like these people did her dirty. So now she's
Yeah.
trying to put their shit out there to make them look bad because they did her a certain type of way.
So you feel like
And
But
out of spite for the industry?
I don't
right,
support stuff like that. If it's you really exposing the industry because you want people to know before they get themselves into it, that's different than you doing it because you're being spiteful or because you want revenge.
that's
I'm not
exactly what it is.
supporting that. I don't care how true whatever it is you gotta say. I don't support it
Yeah,
Some of the
she's
some
doing
of the
it.
because
some
it's
of the
selfish.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff you said, I 100% believe. Like
Yeah,
the
me
Diddy
too.
thing, I've been had a feeling that Diddy was that way.
I believe a lot of the stuff that you said, but I don't care
Right.
Yeah,
because the messenger.
she's doing it right.
Right.
Yeah,
It's definitely a revenge tactic. Like it's a thing that she's doing because she felt like they did her dirty, so she got to put them out there now. Like she has to hurt them, and this is her way of doing it.
Be, having her on the podcast exposed me to a whole side of YouTube and Instagram that I don't want to be on.
Yeah,
Because as soon as I start Googling that stuff, people have whole channels and I'm start scrolling through the videos and it's just people talking about famous people stuff. I'm just like, what are you talking about? Such and such did this. Oh, Jaguar Wright exposes such and such. Such and such exposes Jaguar Wright. This
because
is
it's
all of your
negative.
content.
It's counterproductive because what are you doing it for? What's the purpose? What's your intent? Because if it's just to get clicks, I ain't with that. I don't care nothing about clicks. It's gonna come as long as we continue to be genuine to our brand and what we trying to do. But I'm never going to be in support or of somebody doing something because this also is giving her clout, I guess you could say. I hate that word, but it's keeping her relevant. Talking about
Mhm.
all of this stuff is keeping her relevant. It's become her identity, and
Yeah,
it is like you said. We was looking at her like she was crazy. It has made her that way. You
hmm
can tell she's affected by it. She's not healthy mentally. You can tell
Right.
she's
yeah,
affected by it or whatever. Like it's cool to expose people or whatever if that's what you want to do, but you have to understand that it changes you,
yep.
especially if you do a certain type of you're doing it for revenge or because you're angry.
And that's
hmm
not the type of energy I want when I do interviews either. Like you see
Me either.
my interview process is more about the person. Like
Right.
it's
Yeah,
about who
yeah.
you are. I want people to get a chance to tell their story. So like I
hmm
had my friend Erica on, and a big part of her story was her having DID, but that wasn't her whole story. So
It wasn't her identity.
that first half of that podcast was about her poetry and what she
Hmm.
went through being in jail and all of that, like her story. That's why I like having those conversations with people. And that's why I'm not interested in doing one with Jagger, right? Because it's just like, if you want to come tell your story, that's great, but she's not. It could be a cautionary tale. You could present it like, hey, if you're getting into the industry, be careful because this is what I went through. But now
And
you just
also, I go ahead. Go ahead.
it I'm just saying if she presents it in a way that's smart and coming from look, I'm trying to help out the next person, it I can dig that and I'll let you tell your story that way. But now you're just trying to spitefully and at some point you're gonna run out of stuff to tell. So you're gonna start making up stuff because you're spiteful.
hmm
Exactly. And it helps her escape accountability because these people did this stuff, but you worked with them. You saw this stuff. You never said anything until it got to a point where you were no longer benefiting from being around these people. Your things weren't panning out for you. So now you want to talk about it. But you're
hmm
escaping accountability too, because what were you doing when this stuff was going on? Were you
Right.
speaking out? Were you bringing up these issues? If not, you're not trying to expose the industry. You're trying to make somebody mad for making you mad.
hmm
I feel like Jaguar White's story would have never happened if she had the success that she wanted to have.
Yeah, it wouldn't
If she had
have.
the success, she would have seen it and kept moving like everybody else do. Like that's
Yeah.
hmm
why I'm really hesitant to believe those people's stories that come out after they stop working for somebody, like Jay-Z's security guard story, P. Diddy's
Hmm.
security guard. Why are you doing it now? You saw this messed up stuff, but you didn't say nothing. So
hmm
you're culpable
Exactly.
in that stuff as well, especially when it comes to somebody hurting somebody else. You are
Yeah.
responsible for that because you didn't say anything.
The R.
hmm
Kelly stuff too. That's why
Exactly.
people are able to still support these people because the people that expose them don't have the good intentions because they're
Yep.
only exposing them because they're butthurt that they could not gain the things that they wanted to gain from being connected to these people. That's why it's easy for people to be like, I don't believe that, whatever, she just mad, when you probably was telling the truth. And it probably could have been a warning to a lot of people, but because of the way that you did it, now nobody is ever going to believe things that these people have done, because it coming out of the mouth of people like you who's telling it.
Exactly.
So it actually kind of messes up, like when a person is coming and really telling their truth, because you already done made everybody side eye anybody who speaks up because of why you're doing it. It's like y'all just want fame, like y'all just want clout, y'all just want people to know who y'all are, and y'all are using these stories to do that.
It's so many situations in media that happens that way, and people don't speak up until somebody else does, or something like that. Look, I respect you how to tell your story. If you saw one thing and you were just like, I quit, I'm out of here.
I'm not
out of here. I'm not dealing with that. And then you tell. But you saw.
I'll even give you two.
Right.
Because I feel like our first instinct when we see something is to give somebody another chance, because it's like they can't, your mind is like, they can't be bad like this. It can't be like that. Let me give them another chance. I'll even give you two. But after that, I don't even care what you got to say.
Same.
Because you allow stuff to happen.
These people be doing it for like years. I worked for such and such for 20 years. This is what I saw. I don't want your tell-all book afterwards.
I don't care what you got to say. Because you stood there and watched it, and now you're trying to make it seem like you care about what they did to these people. No, you're mad because you're not close to those people anymore. You can't benefit from them anymore. It's not about you trying to help other people. And she been through a lot. She could have really, we were talking about mental health, depression, whatever. She could have really given us a lot of pointers about how to deal with this stuff, but she can't, because she hasn't dealt with it. She ain't even healed yet.
If she
if she keep talking about it.
If she would have processed her trauma, she would have been the highlight of the episode, because she could have given us so much wisdom, because she's older, because she is in that position.
100%.
She could have been the big sister and calmly guided if she would have stayed in the format of what the episode was about. Legina totally respected, and that's why I wanted her on, because I had a conversation with her prior, and I don't have anybody on that I can't talk to prior to having you on.
And we want to make it clear too, we have no issue with Legina. When it comes to her believing that she's R. Kelly and Aaliyah's child, I do not care. I don't care if it's true or false. It doesn't matter to me. I have no issues with her. If she believes that she their child, she their child. I don't know why you would want to be, but
she proved herself to be a level-headed and respectable person on the podcast.
Right.
And she was able to stay inside the guidelines, which I knew she would be able to. It's just when that camera switched, it was just like, I just had a feeling. I'm just like, okay. And then I knew the name because she had said it. But even when I talked to her on the phone and she said, "Oh yeah, I stay with Jaguar," I said, "Who's that?"
Click. Like, who is that?
Who's that? Jaguar, right?
And like, why? And I feel like too, she was influencing that girl, because like, how did they, like, they said that they met in the
mental hospital.
The mental hospital. Okay, what is your purpose of attaching yourself to this girl?
Right.
And I didn't like that either, because it felt very manipulative to me.
It was.
And I didn't like that.
There's a couple of videos of her on live of literally Jaguar asking her for money.
Wow.
But Jaguar's supposed to be helping her out.
Yeah.
But now you start seeing why Legina's in her orbit. She needs help right now. Her life is falling apart. Her husband left her. So she's bitter about that.
Because she's consumed with all of this stuff.
Yeah.
She's hurt because her career didn't pan out the way that she wanted it to, and she won't let this go. And until she does, she not gonna go nowhere. She gonna stay stuck in that cycle
forever.
That's why her husband dipped, because when all of this stuff, when she first started the exposing shit, he was there. And like a lot of the videos, he was right there, like co-signing everything she was saying, like, yeah, like saying, So for him, it probably got to a point where he got tired of her doing it. And he just dipped off, like, I can't do this no more. I can't be a part of it.
right? Because why is we still talking about this, bro? How
Right.
many times can you expose these people? Like, you done said it one. You need one video. Why you still talking about it?
Yeah.
You could do one tell all, and after that, you just trying to
And
milk
keep
it.
it moving. Yeah.
If
That's the
you
difference between somebody who's trying to expose the industry for what it is and somebody who's trying to stay relevant
Yep.
because she had connections to these people.
at the same time, she's not even trying to stay relevant off her talent. She didn't capitalize off of it at all.
At all. Talk
You could have
nothing about her talent.
you could have done some music. You could have been releasing new music songs at this time. What are you doing?
Created a was more healthy than the spaces that she was in. If you really felt some type of way about it, if you really felt it was wrong, why have you done nothing to right those wrongs? And not necessarily with them specific people, but I feel like if I was in the industry and I saw things go down, or not things, because I'm not about to stay around while people doing crazy stuff, but if I saw some stuff go down, it's going to inspire me to want to create a space where that's not what it is.
Yeah.
Why hasn't she done that?
Yeah, because that wasn't her intention.
She ain't trying to help nobody.
Yeah, her intention was revenge. And
Yeah.
it's not me, so I'm gonna get y'all.
And at the
And
end of the
all these
day,
people,
she ain't getting no revenge from it.
She's
She's not
not.
getting
at
nothing out
all.
of it.
Because none of them are getting shut down for what she said.
Because don't nobody believe her. She making herself crazy. This has become her identity, and it's not healthy. You can see it.
Eventually, Diddy will go down for the things that he did, but it's not gonna be because of something like that.
It's not gonna be because of her.
Yeah, he gonna slip up like every other celebrity does.
Exactly.
Shit they gonna do, they're gonna make it come out.
The thing is,
But they've seen Diddy do some crazy stuff, and people still support him. We have seen Diddy do certain crazy stuff.
We literally watched Making the Band back in the day, and he made them rappers go walk for some cheesecake. Like,
we've seen him do stuff like that.
This is part of the show, and everybody was supporting it. Like,
we know that he's power hungry. You can tell. We see it. They thought it was funny.
I would have quit the show that day, and I wanted to be a rapper at the time, but I'm not gonna. I'm sorry, I'm not your errand boy. I'm not your errand boy, and you got to be like that if you want to be.
And he humiliated those people, and they didn't benefit from it at all.
Nope, sure didn't.
None of them. None of them.
Nobody really does, and I feel like he keeps people in his orbit. But at the same time, like I say, we've seen him do horrible things, and people still support him. Even if things came out, people would still support him.
I mean, look at what he did to Day 26 and Danity Kane. Both of those groups put out 4 platinum albums. And then after the second, both groups, when their second albums dropped and they got platinum, like he dropped them from the label. Like, I mean, Day 26.
Diddy dirty money.
Yeah. Like,
it was in your face the whole time.
Always in your face.
Always. Like, they put stuff in plain sight.
He ain't pretended nothing. He's been being who she said he was behind closed doors. We just ain't see him getting head.
Yeah, right.
And stuff like that.
I won't be surprised if he try to spin it and come out now, because it's more acceptable today than it was before. They just try to spin it. Well, I like who I like type of thing. But now you doing it as a power move.
It do. I don't even think that I wouldn't consider him to be gay.
No,
either.
I feel like it's a power move.
Just like she said, he said, when you powerful like me, you can get people to do stuff like that. I feel like he's addicted to power. He's addicted, and he pulls in people that is going to allow him to do whatever it is that he wants to do to them. And I feel like that's not just with him, that's with a lot of those people.
Yeah.
And you got to think
It's
about
like,
it. Who has had long-term success on Bad Boy?
nobody.
Nobody.
They either dead or disappeared.
People have moved on. Like even like somebody like MGK. Look at his career path afterward. It's just like he was up here. Did he use you and throw you away? Fresh Montana. It's just like you are no longer relevant. He does this to all these people.
The crazy thing about it, they'll still stay over there promoting that they ain't gonna drive that dry liquor, Ciroc, promoting that stuff for him. It's like they like just being around him is enough for them.
Right.
And I don't get it. He's never been interesting to me.
He's the only one that's making it out of it. You see his net worth is $300-something million. It's just like, or more than that. He's gonna be a billionaire soon. But look at what he's doing on the thing. Like, where does that money coming from? He's using these artists, sucking them dry, and throwing them away. He's gonna keep doing it.
Because they won't stop. They won't stop going to him.
If you get in his orbit, he gonna use you up. He gonna do a song with you,
like a vampire, a succubus.
Yeah, like a vampire. That's crazy. Cause like even the artist Ryan Leslie, like when Cassie came out, for instance, when she first dropped her first song, and Me and You joint, she was dating Ryan Leslie, and then like a few years after that, Diddy basically took her from Ryan Leslie, and then Ryan Leslie just disappeared. It's like
because he could do that. Look how long she stayed with that nigga before she left him alone.
Yeah. Did he also one of them weird niggas like Leonardo DiCaprio that like dating women in their 20s when he in his 50s?
Yeah.
Why are you going after the same girl that your son going after? That shit's weird.
Yeah, that was wild.
He dating the city girl right now, ain't he?
Yeah, and Carisha. And him also not doing what a father is supposed to be doing and passing the baton to his son, who looks a lot like him and whose style of music is a lot like his. So like he's your replacement. So let him do that, replace you, and sit down.
He literally, I think he's such a narcissist that he's in competition. He said it on the thing. He's just like, I had to show him what's up. I heard the song. Yeah, it was nice. I had to show him what's up. I'm just like, damn, let your son shine for a second.
It's weird, bro. It's weird.
Like you've done everything that you could do in this industry. Diddy is a household name.
Yeah, he had a point in his life where he don't have to do nothing.
Nothing
at all, but he want to stay irrelevant. He want to stay in the light. He want to compete with the kids. He want to have the young girls on his arm, and they want to be on his arm. I don't get it. Explain this to me though. Is it just something with women? Do y'all look at older women celebrities that maybe you had a crush on or whatever when you were younger? If you had the opportunity to date these people, would you?
Well, that's a great question. So I used to have like the hugest crush on Sade, for instance. And I had that crush when I was like a baby. Like I used to love this woman. Like if one of her videos came on or something, my ass was glued to the screen. Like I couldn't keep my eyes off her. And then my uncle,
that's being a smooth operator, huh?
my uncle burst my bubble. So one of my uncles used to date her, and he said that she was like stuck on herself. Like he's like she's very conceited and stuck on herself. I'm like, dang.
As she should be.
Right.
She deserves it.
I'm like, wow. I was just like stuck that my
and that made you not like her no more.
I mean, I still love her. Like, don't get me wrong.
Oh,
he didn't change my perspective of her. And like, I still have a crush on her. She still look good to this day. Like, that
right.
woman still looks the same way she did back then.
Would you date her if you had the opportunity?
Mm, Probably not, but I'll tell you somebody that I would date if I had the opportunity to.
Who?
Zoe Kravitz.
You got a type.
Like, yes, I do. I have
Mm,
I have a type.
I,
I see that.
I had a couple of people that I like growing up that I thought was like so fine that they actually did age well. Like so one of my first crushes when I was younger was Raven Simone.
Mm-hmm.
I like how different you be. Okay, River Simone.
I
and,
had the Raven crush. I ain't gonna lie to you.
and then it was Kyla Pratt.
Definitely had the Tyler Pratt crush.
I love Kyla
Oh,
Pratt.
I was in. Oh, and then the fact she's still fine.
Yeah,
Still,
love that. Like, oh my god.
still
We
fine.
growing up together, baby. I'm gonna meet you. I would, but for me to like actually consider dating someone, I'll have to get to know you for a person.
Yeah.
Mm,
Me having a crush on you is different from me actually wanting to pursue something with you. You know, like
mm,
Right.
I love your art, I love your acting, all of this stuff. But who are you as a person? Because when I see you,
Right.
that don't mean
Yeah.
shit to me. I'm
mm.
gonna give you your flowers as an artist. You know, a fellow artist. That's dope. You inspired me to do some other stuff, but off your marriage, just because of that, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not finna hop in bed with you just because.
For me, you already know me. I don't like older people a lot older than me. I don't like people a lot younger than me. I kind of stay in my age range, right? So I had a crush on Chinky. Like I love him, loved him. Who else did I have? Like I'm trying to think of people that I had like crushes
I'm
on.
a
Like
baller,
I loved them.
high roller, baby.
Honestly, if I'm being honest, Chinky was like the only person that I really had a crush on. Chris Brown, I guess you could say, but that ended abruptly because he started doing stuff right away. He
what about
started messing up his image right away.
what about Bow Wow?
I didn't have a crush on Bow Wow. I liked him. I was a fan. I was a fan of him and Lil Romeo, but I never had a crush like, oh, this is my boyfriend type thing, or like I would date
Mhm.
him. Yeah, I wasn't really that kid. But I wouldn't people that I like admired or whatever, even people like Boosie, like I told you, the big four as I call it in trap music. Boosie, T.I., Jeezy, and Gucci.
Mhm.
Those were rappers that I really like loved at a point or whatever. I wouldn't date none of them. I wouldn't have sex with none of them. And it's because I was a fan of theirs, if that makes sense. It was because I admired their art or whatever. I couldn't date somebody, especially of that generation, like the ones that came before me. Because they held some meaning for me that I wouldn't want to mess up by dating them.
Yeah.
And not necessarily that I put them on the pedestal. I don't. I don't think that they're too big for me to date or nothing like that. To me, they're just off limits because I don't know. I just can't see myself dating any of them. And I wouldn't. If I had the opportunity, I wouldn't. I wouldn't have sex with them. I wouldn't do none of those things with them. Like the only thing that I would want from them is some game, like give me some advice, like
Mhm.
show me, like let me know what you feel like I should be doing better or whatever. That's all I would want. I wouldn't want to date them.
Just so we're clear on that point, real quick, them four are on the Route Rushmore of trap music,
Trap
and
music
all
for
of these
sure.
niggas today are they sons, like all of
For
them,
sure.
like
Yeah.
For
hundred
sure.
percent, no debating.
100%. Those my big four. I always call them the big four. But yeah, I had to specify trap music because I know niggas was gonna be like, I know she not talking about rappers of all time. No,
No, just trap. They
trap.
created a lane for people
Exactly.
Yeah.
that,
Definitely.
but
But
I
as
don't.
far as dating them, no. Like, would I date celebrities? in my age range, and it don't all only have to do with age, it has to do with like, like y'all, like we all said, the admiration you have for the person growing up. When I admire somebody, I don't it doesn't translate romantically. It's just an admiration. Like, I respect them as a person for whatever reason. I don't have the desire to be with them though. But celebrities my age or whatever, like people that I am fans of music, like the Sauce Walkers and those people that I listen to all the time, I don't know if I would date them either. I would have, like you said, Roy, I would have to get to know them as a person, and it would have to be something about them. Like, they got to be like somebody that I think is a soulmate for me to date them.
And you would know it once you meet them, though. Like, you would know that energy type of thing.
Yeah, it would have to be something like that.
Within the first few minutes, you would know. That's what it have to be for me. Like,
yeah,
I've never, like, even as a kid, there was never many people that were older than me or like older age range that I was looking up to like that. Like, I think she fine or whatever. Like I said, Raven is a year older than me. And Kyla's a year younger than me. That was my age.
Yeah, that's same.
The crazy part was I didn't know their ages, but they felt like they were in my age range. So it's just like, they could go to high school with me probably. So,
yeah, same. So those, they were never crushes of mine. I think the only person that I really had a crush on for real was Chingy. And I guess you could say Chris Brown, but like I said, that died quickly. As soon as the abuse thing came out or whatever, I was off of that.
One that was a little older than me that I did crush on a little bit was Maya.
Oh, I love Maya.
I still love Maya.
Oh, Maya is bad.
Yeah, she still looks great now. Like, it's like,
what about Ashanti?
Her and Ashanti, like, they in their mid 40s now, bad. And Kelly Rowland, like, how do you
killing it?
Yeah.
Like, how do y'all get finer as you get older?
Yeah.
Because you look at them like, you was fine back in the day, but now it's just like, damn.
Right. They are.
What y'all done did to yourselves?
Right.
Because you look at some of these older white actresses or singers or whatever, it's just like, we say why.
I would say this: Jennifer Aniston looks good.
I was going to say that. You put that
Jennifer Aniston.
I know her name, but I'm so bad with white faces.
You have to look.
No, she still.
I'm not lying. I'm really bad with white faces. I gotta look her up.
Yeah, she was on Friends.
One person who didn't age well to me that was fine when she was younger, Selma Hayek.
I still love Selma Hayek. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I ain't gonna say I don't love her. I still
54?
like her, but to me, she didn't age well.
Jennifer Aniston.
Selma Hayek is like my top 3. Like,
Jennifer Aniston looks good.
So it's like, all right, so I have 3 celebrity female crushes that I love to death. Selma Hayek is one of them. Then Zoe Kravitz, like I said. And then there's another actress she was on. It's weird because she was on That's So Raven when she was little. But now she's grown. And like, she is like one of the dopest actresses that I've ever seen in my life. Her name is Sydney Park. She is like half black and Asian. Her mom's name is Kelly. She's a producer. She's done quite a few TV shows that's out right now. Like, she's produced and some movies.
Y'all remember Taina?
I do remember Taina. I used to watch that show.
Say my name in lights.
And this is a funny thing. So like, growing up, like when I used to watch TV shows, like, all right, so like Taina, like Lizzie McGuire.
Oh shit!
Let's see. What was another one? Because I was the type of person that I was like a fan, or like I had crushes on the best friends in those shows. But like, I had the crush on Taina. I didn't care about her best friend in the show. Lizzie McGuire, her best friend Miranda, like that was the reason why I watched the show. I only watched the show to see Miranda. I didn't care about Lizzie for real.
You want to know somebody?
Miranda was cute though. What about
Yeah.
London Tipton?
Yes, London.
London was
And to,
pretty.
and to this day, I still can't figure out how Macaulay Culkin
Who's
Who
London
and
got
Tipton?
married
bad?
him.
Brenda Song.
Yeah,
She still look good too. She look
yeah.
good.
They got 2 kids now. I was like, how the hell do you
For
do
real?
that? Yeah.
God dang.
Was
I
I the
know
only one that was not like looking at white girls and stuff like that? Like everybody else
Probably.
had crush on them.
white
But
I
girl.
just
Brenda Song is Asian, right?
Yeah, she
yeah,
Asian.
or I wasn't looking at nobody else but black people.
Oh,
Same.
I wasn't even
that,
trying. It wasn't even like an effort. I was just like,
Same. I
I
ain't
was
got
just
no white crushes
like,
neither.
I like
I
noticed.
just
I
know
noticed
them
them. I was
because I
like,
like
oh,
to do.
cool. Yes, black girl.
I, had, I had another white crush too on TV. Topanga from
Oh
Boardwalk.
I'll
yeah.
give you Topanga now.
Oh my
I will
God.
Topanga,
give it
yeah.
to Topanga now.
Topanga's still bad
She
too.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Still.
she aged well.
Yeah, I
Right.
love her
Yeah.
to death.
And
Uh.
the black girl, Sean's girlfriend on there,
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
she look good
She
too.
still
Oh,
looking
she still
Still.
good.
does.
Yeah.
Yep.
They rebooted the show, Girl Meets World. It
Yeah, I
was
saw it.
actually really good.
It was.
They
It was
canceled it after
really
like 4
good.
seasons, right? Or 4 or 5 seasons, right?
Yeah. It was really
Mm-hmm.
good. I was like, this reboot I can get behind because it didn't try to be like girl Boy Meets World.
It felt like
Mm-hmm.
it captured the essence of the other show and kept with it. Like
Yeah.
it was just this is the continuation, not like a
Exactly.
like this is how they
Exactly.
Yeah.
age. Like because all of their character arcs were like okay. This is real, and the fact that the big brother was a weirdo, like
Oh
like
yeah.
he out there, I'm like, this totally fits who he was
It
then.
fits 100%.
Mhm.
And Sean playing the father role for Maya,
Yeah.
amazing because that was one of the issues, that was one of his character's issues. He didn't have that like father figure or whatever,
Uh-huh.
for him to be a father figure for somebody else who didn't have a father was
Mm-hmm.
perfect. That was a perfect execution of that storyline, his storyline.
100%. You know, somebody that who I think is fine, but she's just a little bit too young right now. Kiki Palmer
Kiki Palmer too young?
for me, a little
Ain't
bit.
she our age?
She's 29, so she like a little bit out of my range.
She's right
Boy.
there. Like she's literally right there.
Yeah, Kiki
And she
Palmer's
got
so fine.
finer.
No, I
She
Yeah,
would
got
Kiki
consider,
Palmer
finer after
is
she had her
fine.
kid.
huh?
He said after
After
she
she had her kid, she got even more bad.
even she
Even more
did
fine.
even more
I
like,
was sitting there watching
and
the.
everybody, and then they looking at her now. I'm like, Kiki been fine.
She
Like
been
y'all not
Yeah.
gonna
fine.
play with Kiki. She
She
Mm-hmm.
been
been
fine.
fine. Like I was watching her recently on the Terrell show, and I'm just sitting there like I was glued to the screen because I'm just like, she is
Don't she
beautiful.
remind you of young Angela Bassett?
Yeah.
That people
She
been saying
remind me
they
so
want her to
much of
play
young
her.
Angela.
They want her to
She
play
got
her.
to, bro.
Yeah.
She got to.
She got
Mm-hmm.
that talent. She could sing. Her voice is just like I close my eyes. I'm just like you could sing to me anytime.
She can sing, yeah. People be playing with her like she ain't talented, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I
They
They
have
be
love
sleeping
Kiki.
on Kiki.
they have brought up her versus Zendaya, and like I'm happy that she didn't hate, but she did acknowledge what they said. Like Zendaya has pay is way higher than hers. When the talent, gotta be honest, Zendaya is talented, but is she as talented as Kiki? Should she be getting those same roles, type of thing?
But Zendaya has talents too that people don't know either. She can sing
Yeah.
too. She has
Zendaya.
a amazing voice as well. She can dance, a lot
Yeah,
of stuff too.
Zendaya is amazing, dude.
She is amazing. I feel like Zendaya is one of the ones who do deserve to be where
what she
she
get.
at.
Yeah,
However,
she.
it is unfair
But I feel
because
It,
like
Kiki deserves the same level
exactly that's what I'm saying. That's
as
what she
her.
was saying. She just like
Yeah, she
I'm not
deserves
saying that
that
she should
same
get
level.
less than her, but
Oh
I'm saying
no, I
get
know
no,
what
no,
you
no, no.
meant.
yeah,
She
she should be on the
definitely
same level.
deserves.
Like she's an actress that she needs that breakout where she's the lead.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's at that age too where she could be the love interest. She could be anything.
Anything, any place you put her, I'm gonna write a movie for Kiki.
Like the thing for Zendaya is she got to show her acting chops when she got that Euphoria role.
Yeah.
Like
I'm talking about like
I heard that show
she
was wild.
freaking bro, you have to watch it.
yeah, you got to,
And
bro.
when it comes to her talent, you're gonna change your mind. She
Mm-hmm.
kills that role and she
Yeah.
does nothing else. That alone.
Mm-hmm.
It speaks
Cause she
that much.
plays because she plays a teenager that's addicted to drugs.
And dude, when I tell you she played the hell out of that role,
Yes.
Okay.
But I say I feel like she deserves to be where she's at. It's just unfair that people like Keke Palmer, who is just as talented as Zendaya and who was doing this for longer,
yeah,
should be getting that same respect. It should be getting that same pay. But of course,
What sucks is
race and all of
I feel
that has
like
to do with it.
I feel like Kiki's gonna take that Viola Davis route where she's not gonna get that credit for another like 10 years.
I hate
Like,
that too.
and it sucks because Viola Davis is probably one of the best
Amazing.
actresses of our time.
I feel like Viola Davis is the
Probably
best.
the best actress of our time right now. Like any
Is
role you put her in, she could destroy it. Let her have a monologue on the
100%.
screen, she gonna make you believe it.
Angela Bassett too, but you know.
Yeah.
There's nothing that Viola Davis can't do. Like she is like amazing.
Amazing.
Like, she is.
After reading her book, I'm just like, how though? Why were these people turning her down for roles? Oh, she wasn't attractive enough.
You know why?
She's
Because of how
beautiful.
she looked.
What's wrong with
Beautiful.
y'all? But,
Colorism, racism.
Yep.
That's what's wrong with them. Prejudice.
And like now it's crazy seeing her get these roles later on in her life where she should have been killing it for all of the 90s and all of the 2000s, but it took the How to Get Away with Murder, and they tried to say that she wasn't good enough to be a leading role on a TV show.
She killed that show, bro. So like, and Angela, they keep playing with Angela Bassett too, because I feel like her and Viola is to me top two.
Top two actresses. Put them on the screen with
I'm gonna even go as far as say ever. That's out of the men and women.
Yeah.
It's crazy to see if you look back at was it Fences with Viola and Denzel? That was a Denzel centric movie, and Viola held her own every scene.
Yep.
Like it was just like, I'm not backing down to you. It was so crazy to me to see her in that space. Like she's just probably, like I said, greatest actress of our time. Angela too. They better get their flowers. Like I want to see them do anything because there's no limits to what they can do. Like no limits to what they can accomplish. Like y'all are just. She deserved, after seeing Black Panther, Angela Bassett deserved the Oscar for that performance.
And people have been talking about something they didn't like it, bro. Y'all need to shut up. Y'all was mad because she died, but she died like she died professionally. She killed that death.
Right?
Yeah, she did.
That was just like
amazing.
You can tell when a person is really doing their job when they get a role where they make you hate them. Then you know they killed their role. Like Lawrence Fishburne as Ike Turner. To this day, people still use his face in memes as Ike Turner. He ain't even like that's not
exactly. What was it? What was that guy's name from?
Also, that man off of Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Him.
Him too. Yeah, they still
also Blair Underwood.
Yes.
Oh yeah. And Medea's Family Reunion. Yeah, that was like his best role.
I'm trying to remember old boy's name off of Diary of a Mad Black Woman. His real name.
I forget his real name.
I forgot his name, but ain't that the brother of the Woodbine dude?
Wood Harris. Steve Harris.
Wood Harris.
Yeah, Steve Harris. He is but that's how you play a role. That's what we were just talking about before we got on here. if you're gonna be gay in a movie or a
You
show,
gay.
I wanna see you in real life and think that you gay. I
Time to
want
do them kisses scenes and stuff. No hesitation, bro.
you better be on it because
Get up in there.
that's what acting is all about. Making it's suspending belief. I want to believe that you are this person. I want to not like you or whatever.
I'm gonna beat them people. Everything gonna be real. You my boyfriend in the movie. You my boyfriend in real life. Everything is gonna be real.
Those movies where you like a lot of people don't like love stories, it's because the people don't have any real chemistry.
Yeah, they didn't say it right. Yeah.
Like you could tell, like in Snowfall with Isaiah John and Gail Bean, like they really like
I want them together in real life and they both in a relationship.
Exactly. But
I don't like it and I don't like it.
Isaiah said it too, though. You have to have, that's why chemistry tests are so important on shows or movies. You have to be able to like that person, period. How we gonna play off of each other in this role? Okay, I really like you, type of thing. Like, okay, that's why a lot of times those people end up dating. Like they really end up dating.
You about to be my boyfriend, like I'll get heartbroken after the movie, but you're my boyfriend. You're my husband, whatever it is. If you playing my mama, you my mama in real, like you my mama.
I don't want to do a movie where the cast is disconnected because it's gonna show on screen. We gotta be here. We gotta be locked in. We gotta be. You really gonna be my family member?
Family, yeah.
And if I don't like you in the show, then I can't like you in like we can't be talking.
I don't like you.
Like,
we beefing.
No, we beefing for real. Every time I see
we
you,
not friends. I don't like you for real. Just wait a minute after it's over, then we can talk this out. But I don't like you.
Right.
Why you near me?
That stuff is conveyed on camera. You could feel it. We just feel it when those powerful performances. You realize people were really like into the role. What's his name as Joker? He was really into that role. Like Heath Ledger. He was that. And honestly, it probably went a little bit too far with the drug use, for him in his life.
That shit, he got so into it, it really took him out.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, some people be affected by it. Let me tell you, I live in my imagination every day. I ain't gonna be affected by nothing. You know how many people that have been my husband? I ain't never met them in my life, and I'm in love with them though.
You know who's a
100%.
A great actor that I feel bad for right now is Evan Peters.
Why you feel bad for him?
I feel bad for him because
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yes. But I knew he was a fantastic actor before that. American Horror Story. Have you watched that?
Bro, he was a different
every season.
Single season and killed it. And I didn't even know that was Evan Peters.
Yes, every time.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like
sometimes people be in movies and they be themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He make like you believe it. They did a side by side of him.
He always the Rock. He's the Rock.
They did a side by side of Evan Peters and Jeffrey Dahmer, and he had his cadence, his mannerisms down so pat. But in an interview I saw with him recently, you could see his energy. He said it was hard for him, to do it. He wanted to do it for the victims. So like, I feel bad because I know that he goes all the way into his role. So I hope his next role is something bright where he could just.
He ain't never played nothing bright.
He needs something.
He needed, but he hasn't.
He ain't never played nothing bright.
Quicksilver was kind of like funny.
Yeah, I forgot he did Quicksilver.
Yeah, he was Quicksilver. That's right.
I forgot he was.
That is somebody I wouldn't mind coming over from the Foxverse. Evan Peters and Michael Fassbender. They could bring them two over and play him Quicksilver and Michael Fassbender be Magneto because killed that bro. Yeah. Killed that bro. Like
dang, I forgot he played Quicksilver. You gonna make me go watch the movie.
And he's great as that. So he has range. It's just
for sure. But he do be playing some do be playing some dark characters.
Almost all of them roles in the first season of American Horror Story, he was a fucking school shooter. Like
nigga was a school shooter. And you know what's crazy too? Like the way they painted that picture, I did not know that's where it was going. It was headed.
Yeah.
They did such a good job. There were so many swerves in that first season. That's why I fell in love with the show. I'm just like, wait, what? And then the ending when she ran out the house and she was dead, and then he took her to her body like she didn't already committed suicide. Like, when did this happen?
Right.
She been chilling in the house this whole time.
Right. The way that, bruh, whoever directed and wrote that,
yeah,
that's the type of stuff I want to write.
Yeah.
We need more people that's willing to take those kind of chances in writing. But then also you need the right kind of actors to bring your stuff to life.
And baby,
to this day, my favorite American Horror Story season, like my favorite season out of all of them joints, was The Coven with the witches.
That's my favorite season.
I think that's my third season or second. Was it when we did this? I think it was second or third.
You said Murder House is your favorite.
No, Hotel is my favorite.
Oh, Hotel is your favorite.
Hotel
okay, so we have both of our favorites is Hotel, right?
Yeah, Hotel.
And then my second one is Coven. And my third one is Murder House. Your second one is Murder House.
Murder House, and third is Coven.
Coven, yeah.
So Coven is my first favorite. Then after Coven, it's probably which one? Which is the other one? The one when they were at the camp, and if they died, they had to stay there.
Oh, 1985.
1985.
Great season.
Yeah, I like that one too.
It was something about Hotel though for me.
I'm like a big slasher fan, so that
Lady Gaga killed that joint. I didn't even know that was her.
And I love Angela Bassett as Marita though.
Yeah,
she killed that role.
Yeah.
I also like Freak Show. That's the name of it.
Yeah,
I don't think I finished Freak Show. I should have.
Baby, that jump was bizarre.
I love seeing Angela Bassett play opposite of Kathy Bates. Like they just.
I do too. They feed off of each other. So
it's so good. Like they got to do another season with them two together because they are two top tier actresses too. Where it's just like,
yeah, I love Kathy Bates.
They got to go against each other in a movie where it's just them versus each other. Now they're getting older, it'd be hilarious if they're like grandmas versus each other.
If they were like friends and like they end up living together because they family hate them.
Right.
And they gotta live together because they the only people each other got. But they love each other, but they also hate each other, but they can't do nothing about it because don't nobody else want to deal with them. That'd be a great movie.
Be the best movie or show.
Ooh, and make it a horror thriller, whatever, where they kill somebody.
Yeah.
Where they're like killers, bro. Like where they're like serial killers.
Yeah, that would be wild.
That would be so good.
But Coven was such a great season though too. The more I think about it, Coven was such a great season too, like from beginning to end. And that was Evan Peters' least impactful role. I love the fact that they let the women shine in that one. Evan Peters was still in there, but he wasn't really the men wasn't really a part of it.
They were like, I love that too, especially it was Gabrielle, yeah, her. Loved her in that.
She just got married too. I'm so happy for her.
Me too.
I hate the fact they used to make fun of her. They used to say that she looked like Mark Henry.
Also from that Precious bro too. Like
Mark Henry. I'm dead all day.
She do not.
They did the side by side with them too, and I'm just like, y'all are fucked up for that. Y'all are fucked up for that.
The internet is evil.
The internet is really evil. Really
evil. They did my girl talking about Mark Henry. You know, I used to love me some Mark Henry, especially in that wrestling game. I forgot which one it was.
You know what version of Mark Henry I loved the most? The Hall of Pain Mark Henry.
Yes.
Yo, what Mark Henry?
Hall of Pain. He was breaking people's legs.
Oh, okay, got you.
That really was so
like top 10.
Gorilla.
Yeah.
It was so
He got pissed off at Sheamus and beat him with that belt.
I just
Cause
saw a clip pop up with something about Sheamus. I'm like, I forgot about Sheamus.
Yeah, that was his
Sheamus still,
best run though. Mark Henry's best run was a Hall of Fame.
I
yeah,
love him.
he beat him with that belt, and he was like, "I got whoopers for everybody."
What I love
With
about Sheamus is
with
you
that
do.
little voice.
What I love about Sheamus is you do
Yeah,
anything to him, and like his skin is so pale that it shows. So like you
yeah.
gonna whatever you do to him, it's gonna look worse than it actually
Shit. When
is.
he took pictures of his body after he got beat with the belt, those bruises were so thick and purple on his body. I was like, oh
That was real.
yeah.
Ooh.
Right
Yeah,
now, Mark Henry was pissed.
he was beating the shit out of him. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't want to fight that man to this day.
Mark
Hell
Henry.
no.
World's strongest man,
And it's funny because his voice is so small.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. But he with the Hall of Pain version of him, he kind of like let his voice come out more. He was like way more aggressive. He was just like, "Welcome into the Hall of Pain." It's just
Mm-hmm.
like I was like, okay, where this come from? Where you been for
Right.
the past
Because
15 years?
that little tiny voice that he had.
He won the belt and was like, I ain't gonna never lose.
Why you sound just like him?
I'm telling you, that's my favorite version for it.
he he over being a helping with the people in AEW right now, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do, bro.
All he do now is say, it looks like there's been enough talk. Time for the main event, and then he go away. Just like you
Which
don't
is
never see him after that.
dope.
Right.
I think wrestlers are pretty good with that. Like most of them are pretty good with passing the torch, but
Yeah.
you don't see it in a lot of other.
Girl, this was a whole hour ago.
You don't see it in other forms of media as much. The wrestlers, I think they do a pretty good job of passing the torch.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the bigger stars. Hulk Hogan, not really, but The Rock is doing it. Cena doing it now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hogan never wanted to put nobody over for real. That's the thing about Hogan.
he was an asshole.
All the rest of these guys, they are cool with putting people over.
Like I'm not gonna lose to nobody. If they brought Hulk Hogan back right now, he would insist that he win his match,
Right.
no matter who he faced. If you go in there, Roman Reigns, I'm gonna win, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro, no, you are 60 something years old.
Yeah.
If you win this match, something is wrong.
I don't even think Hogan can wrestle anymore. Like I think he had to have like fusion in his back.
Yeah,
So and he got like 2 hip replacements. I don't even think he can.
I hope he doesn't try to, but something about the business with him and Flair, they just can't do without it.
Mm-hmm.
You see,
Now
Stone
Ric
Cold
Flair
stayed away and did that one match with Kevin Owens, but he been
mm-hmm.
gone for 20 years. I don't see him
Yeah.
coming back. He don't have that need like everybody else.
Right.
But other wrestlers are much better at passing the torch than those. I feel like he a narcissist low key, but he just
Mm-hmm.
like that's more than just protecting your character, bro. At this point,
But it's like I said before, like a lot of these wrestlers, especially the older guys, like Ric Flair, for instance, he don't know nothing else. What else has Ric Flair done besides that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
for 40 years, that's a long since the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s when he started wrestling.
like he
Like,
got a pacemaker name. He's still trying to wrestle.
and he said he felt bad about his last match last year, talking about he wanna come back and do it over. Like, bro, don't. You had enough.
Yeah.
You should have retired the perfect way when you had that match with Shawn Michaels. That was perfect. Perfect ending
Mm-hmm.
to your career.
Yep.
Everything about it, the emotion when he was like,
Yeah.
and Shawn Michaels, like, what else
Yeah.
can you get at that? That's you can't get better ending than that. Like,
Like 3 months later, he was over at TNA. Right?
yeah.
Like, what happened?
Like, bro, you said you retired.
One of my cousins tried to tell me it's because he was broke. Like he ain't had no money, so he had to do it. I'm like, no, I don't think it's that. I think literally he don't know nothing else. He doesn't
If
know anything else to do.
even if he don't got money, Charlotte got money.
Right.
You better hit your daughter up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was fucking up. Like, don't get me wrong, he really was. Like drinking and whatnot. He almost killed himself drinking.
Yeah, I think it's
Like
just an addiction for some people.
he got a whole documentary on Peacock right now talking about like he was literally on his deathbed and somehow
Really?
he made it through it. Yep.
I I wish that there was a lane for those older wrestlers to kind of shift into more, and they should
Mm-hmm.
start hiring them as like kind of like coaches, especially if you're
Yeah.
great at as great as a promo artist as Ric Flair is, he could be teaching these people like I would sit down and want to take the Ric Flair promo course.
Yeah.
I promise you, he could just make a lane off of that. Because Ric
Mm-hmm.
Flair top 5 all time on the mic. Like,
Yep.
woo! I'm the styling, profiling, wheeling, dealing, bad. Like, who
Yeah.
was doing that, bro? Like, nobody was doing that. Like him,
Like him, Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes was a beast on the mic.
super beast. Chris Jericho
Mm-hmm.
is a beast on the
Yeah.
mic. Make you believe any story that he's doing. Like, who else? It
Mm-hmm.
was my top 5. It was Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, Chris Jericho, Stone Cold, and
Yep.
I would put The Rock up there, but I don't know because his stuff was kind of spotty around sometimes. So he like a possible.
For me, Rock and Stone Cold was like the top two for me. And that's because I grew up on them, you know what I'm saying? Like watching them the most. Like they were the top two. And then for Stone Cold he handpicked The Rock to be his successor. Like when he left, like he
Right.
wanted him to take the reins after him, and he did his job. You know what I'm saying? Like now The Rock is a household name. People that don't watch wrestling know who The Rock is.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. You know what? Rock is the 5th one. I just thought about it because we would have never got that world famous segment with him and The Rock. The what segment with him and The
Yeah.
Rock? Oh, I still
Mm-hmm.
remember. I played that back. I recorded that on my VHS, and I kept rewinding that part, and I kept saying that to everybody too, like what, what?
Mm-hmm.
I was just going around school. People was like, what?
Yo, do you? All right, so I said TNA before. Do you remember the Woo All? I thought that
Between
it was Ric
Ric
Flair
Flair and what
and
was
Jay
it?
Lethal.
Jay Lethal, yeah. That was a
Yeah.
classic segment though.
Oh my God.
That was
Jay Lethal sound just like his ass.
woo, woo. And then he start doing a little walk too.
Yeah. And you remember when Jay Lethal had his own version of Macho Man? He was the Black Machismo. He sounded
Yeah,
just like Macho Man.
yeah, yeah,
Jay Lethal is top tier, dude. Like he is like one of the best, boy.
for real. I wish he would have got that shine in WWE.
Right.
That because that would have been dope. Him in WWE or there's a couple of Impact people that I. That's why that it's the dumbest thing you could do to keep hiring these old WWE people. Fill out the stars that you have. Use the WWE talent to put your people over.
Mm-hmm.
Like Chris Jericho came over there and did that in
Yeah.
AEW. Like this is a
Mm-hmm.
smart business because he's already established.
Mm-hmm.
So Why why are you putting people over here that are already established and making them win matches like that?
Yeah.
When you got the business is always about the future. Who's the next talent coming up? The belt
Mm-hmm.
can't the belt in AEW can't keep going from Mox to Jericho to Punk to what's his name? What's his name? Oh boy, that was popular in Japan. The
Oh, to my Daniel,
huh?
not Daniel, right? Not Daniel Bryan.
Oh, what was I can't remember his name right now. He had the championship like earlier this year.
Oh wait, you talking about Kenny Omega?
Kenny Omega. Yeah.
Yeah,
It can't keep going back and forth between these same people. Like, who's the next star that's gonna come up?
right.
And right now, looking at AEW's roster, who is it smart to put the belts on right now?
It's crazy because Tony Khan just been snatching people up, signing them, and they ain't doing nothing. They just in the back.
They just sitting there. Freaking Keith Lee over there just sitting there.
Yeah, like,
What are you
uh,
doing?
and I don't understand Vince McMahon when it comes to Keith Lee. Like Keith Lee is perfect for what you need. Like the dude can move better than any big man his size. Like there's no big
You would
man that can do what he can do.
you would think he would be Vince's type of dude.
Yeah.
Vince like big people. Like
Hmm.
you dropped the ball on that one. I know Triple H was mad about that too.
Yeah.
I hope that they get him out. I hope that they get Vince out of creative altogether.
They need to. Like he has to go away. At some point he
You
has to just be like stop.
need to
What?
stop. You are a
Yeah.
monster. Like, what are you doing? Big guy versus little guy, and big guy wins. Almost is his favorite. Almost is his favorite guy. That's funny. Have you seen the little memes on TikTok about that?
Yeah.
With Vince talking like,
Hmm.
Omos. Oh, and my favorite match, Omos versus Omos
Yeah.
for the WWE title. Oh man. I know he mad that Seth Rollins is as good as he is, or Roman is his guy, but Seth is the best in WWE right now. Seth and Cody are the best right now,
Hmm.
by far.
Yeah.
In
Seth is
ring,
a genius.
huh?
He, I said Seth is a genius. Like he is like so good. He one of those wrestlers that no matter who he wrestles, it's gonna be a good match.
Easily,
He
easily
even made Omos look good, and Omos sucked.
sucks. Straight trash.
Hmm.
Straight he boo boo. I tried to watch that match with him and Lesnar. I'm just like, this is whack. I wanted to see Lesnar and Bobby Lashley finish their little thing out at WrestleMania
Yeah. Hmm.
because it was whack. Like, but he could carry anybody. Also, Chris Jericho could do that.
Yep.
Uh, Kevin Owens can do that too. Like
Yeah.
they could carry you in a match. Like I would want to have a match with them. They can make me look good.
Hmm.
I don't know how to wrestle. Just follow me.
Right. Yep.
I just thought about it. Kevin Owens is freaking beast too, though. The way
He
he
is.
moves and everything on the
Hmm.
mic too. And it's
Yep.
crazy to think that English is not his first language, and he learned English from watching wrestling.
Hmm.
That's crazy.
You would never know that that's not even his first language. That's crazy.
He a dope ass wrestler. Like the business will be in good hands if people would just let these people shine. Like we got a good crop of people coming up. NXT is the perfect thing to showcase that too. Like
Hmm.
they need to start bringing people from the indies in and letting them get their shot on there and letting it be like a contest low key. Like you did good this week, you can come back next week. You suck.
Hmm.
You suck this week. I'm sorry, you can't do it, buddy.
Yeah.
There's there's so many good wrestlers out there right now. I wish they would push Adam Hangman Page in AEW. And was it Orange Cassidy over there? I want to see him push him too.
Yeah. I love Orange Cassidy, man. He's like one of the dudes that don't have to say no words. Like one of the few dudes that don't have to say a damn thing.
You over.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm hoping LA Knight win Money in the Bank because he's so like over right now. Like win Money in the Bank and take the title from Seth probably. I would say have him cash in on Seth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see I don't want to see nobody take the title off of Roman through cash in.
Yeah, it has to be somebody that for Roman to lose, it has to be somebody either that we don't expect to do it, or it has to be the right person to
It's
do it. Like
only
that's
person I want right now is still Cody.
yeah.
Cody
He
got to take
came
the
back.
Cody
He came back
Rhodes.
for the sole
yeah.
purpose of being the WWE champion. So he has to get it at some point.
He has to. It's the only way that I see it. He has to have a good like at the least 9 months to a year run with the title.
Mm-hmm.
At the
Y'all
least.
ain't send me no clips yet.
It's nothing much going on right now. Like to send the clip of.
Yeah, then. The
Huh?
big focus is Roman and his cousins right now.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's all I'm seeing too. Not Roman and his cousins.
Yeah.
Usos,
The
put some
Uso.
respect on Usos' name. Not his cousins.
I love dudes. So
I feel like they might try to close it out and have Cody win at SummerSlam, but I feel like Cody needs that Mania win. Like nothing like the bright lights, the everything. He deserved that WrestleMania moment that his daddy didn't get.
yep.
Like it'll be poetic, and people is complaining, "Oh, he should have got it this year or whatever." Do you realize how over Cody is?
Mm-hmm.
If he win next year, it's gonna be just as big. It might be even bigger
Yeah.
because if he go out there and Roman don't got no help but Paul Heyman in his corner, and
Yeah.
then you see Cody go over there and give Paul Heyman a spear or a clothesline, knock his ass out, and Cody win the
Mm-hmm.
match. I want to be there for that. Crowd gonna go dumb.
Yeah,
They
they
gonna,
are.
they gonna go dumb.
Makes you want to go there. Have y'all ever been to a wrestling match?
I
I
haven't.
went to SmackDown and Raw twice. I've been to both twice because, like, a few years ago, my sister, she was a property manager of some apartments I lived in. So one of the guys that was like in the maintenance, he is a part-time wrestler, like some big diesel guy. I never met him before, but I heard about him a few times, and like he used to get my sister tickets. So we went like every time they came to the Coliseum.
Oh, that's dope.
hmm
How was it?
So it was dope. It's weird without being able to hear the commentary because on live you don't hear. When you at a live show, you don't hear that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still dope because like seeing those dudes in person, like in front of your face, is crazy because they huge. These dudes is like
I
big as hell.
heard.
Like Big Show came down the ramp, and like I was like, we was probably like in the middle row. He came down the ramp, and I'm like, God damn, he is huge. Like he's really big.
Yeah, big motherfucker.
Yeah,
Right?
you would be crazy to run up on a wrestler for real,
Yeah,
thinking that that's your fake. Like
yeah.
Carlos said, you sit there thinking wrestling fake.
Yeah.
Everybody who wrestle will beat you.
hmm
For real.
They know how to hurt you for real. Like those damn locks, them damn sharpshooters and figure four leg lock. You could really break somebody's shit doing that. Do it for real.
That's why when they talk about receipts in wrestling, you can see that real quick, and that's just the taste of
Yeah.
what could really happen. That's just the taste. You can see some matches where like Brock Lesnar and what's his name?
Braun
Braun
Strowman, he punched
Strowman
that man in his face.
punched his man
Yeah.
square in his face, and you can see it right there. Like, okay, it got real for a second. They could really go real. They focusing on protecting each other in the
Yeah.
ring. That's your
Right.
main focus in the ring. You want to be in there with somebody you trust. You have to.
hmm
If you don't, even if you don't like the person you wrestling against, you gotta trust them because they could literally break your neck.
hmm
Yeah. And they seem to like They don't care nothing about getting hurt. They get hurt, they stay out for as long as they need to and come back and they be ready to go. Some of them don't even be wanting to stay out.
It's a passion.
Right. Especially somebody like Jeff Hardy. That man used to do the thing. He still do that shit to this day. Like he is the daredevil. Like there's nothing he won't do.
Jeff need to put the alcohol down. He needs to have.
He got jackass energy.
He definitely has jackass energy. Yes.
Jeff is an alcoholic right now. He bad. He look bad.
Seriously?
He's been doing pretty good though. Like I think he's been what? I think he has 7, maybe 9 months sober now. Like,
but I think I heard he relapsed. Isn't that why AEW put him on the?
He did, but he recently came back since then. Like good. I think his brother is keeping him on track, like making sure he don't fuck up.
I heard that they were saying they're gonna do Jeff Hardy versus, was it Jay Uso for the drunk driver of the year award.
Yeah, Jay was fucking up too for a minute. Like damn it, Jay.
Wait, which one is Jay in real life? Because I know the John.
All right, so I think John is Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Yeah, like yeah. So I don't even know what Jay first name, but I know the way I can tell the difference is now Jimmy done got kind of chubby.
Yeah.
So,
I can tell the difference in their face.
Josh.
Yeah. Josh. So it's Josh and John.
Yeah.
Josh and John.
I wasn't expecting that's what the name was gonna be.
Yeah. But he done had a couple of drunk driving incidents, got pulled over at the show.
Josh was fucking up. John was fucking up a little bit too. Both of them got some drunk driving shit.
Drinking? Like why? Why y'all think they doing that? Just having fun?
No. I don't know. I know Jeff Hardy is an addiction. Like he can't help it. I don't know about the Usos though. I don't know why they would do.
A lot of times, a lot of people in the industry dealing with that pain that you deal with in there.
There you go.
And then the fact that you don't have no time off.
Mm-hmm.
This is just next city.
They're dead now because of those painkillers and shit they was taking. Because that shit takes a huge toll on your body, you know. And there's a lot of people that don't realize, like, okay, yeah. The thing about the show is that it's scripted, yes. But what they do inside that ring is real.
You got
it causes real damage and stuff.
But they don't, and even the stuff that you don't see on TV, they got live events throughout the week. So it's no off season like basketball or football where you get a few months to just chill out and live your life. Like it's the next show. Let's get ready for the next show. And most of the time you driving yourself.
It's worse than the hard stuff.
Yeah.
So I think using it just to cope. Like you just living your life on the road, next city. Dang, okay. I put on a show. Next city, like what they say 300.
That's what they signed up for though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that nigga going. Oh, I can't.
Well, I guess we could end the episode here. This was. I forgot we was recording for a second.
We went on the whole.
Went from Jaguar Wright to actors and
industry. Then we started talking about rappers and actors, everything.
This was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It just flowed between the three of us. It's cool.
For real.
It works.
It works for real. This is magic right here.
Magic.
But thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Raw Educated Analysis of Life podcast. Make sure you subscribe, like, hit all the buttons. If you're listening to this on YouTube, hit a like, share it. Don't take much. Listening to this on Spotify or Amazon Music, just hit the thumbs up button. It's real easy. We got a special announcement that we're gonna put out really soon for y'all. Big news for us that we talked about. You'll see it throughout the week. So, so love each and every one of you guys. And it's been real. Peace.
Bye. Later.